Hello friends and welcome to Knowledge by Nature. In today's video we're going to be doing a lesson of Primary Mathematics 2022. This is for grade 2A, and if this is something you're interested in, I would love if you stick around. Alright, welcome back. If this is your first time here, I'm a homeschool mom to a second grader. We love all things books, homeschool, and sharing our journey with you. And if that is something that you're interested in, I would love if you hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. Alright, in today's lesson, we are on day 7 of 17 in chapter 1. This book is broke out by a number of days with each chapter, and so that's a little bit different, and you can see there's quite a bit of information here on the first page. So today we are going to compare and order numbers. I have my place value chart out here. We have our decimal group or our base 10 set, and then we also have a few linking cubes. And we played Dino Math Tracks this morning, which is a place value math game. Really fun. We like this game a lot. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this. We have our student book and we have the Mastery and Beyond. Probably won't use this, and you will hear more about that when I do my update on this. But here we are going to go ahead and start, and it says that we're going to first go to the student book and we're going to look at the lesson opener. Every single time we go to the lesson opener, it asks that I cover up this section. So I try to keep this piece of paper in my teacher's book so that I can just easily cover this up, because they want them to try to figure this out by themselves without seeing how to do it down here. So they're supposed to look at it, kind of think about it before we actually go on to the learn section. So that's what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to hand this over to her and we're going to take a look at this. All right, so let's look at the lesson opener here. Bella says basket B has more ears of corn. How does she know? So basket A has how many?
265.
And
342.
That's right. Now, if you are going to use your base 10 set, all right, using your base 10 sets, how would you represent both of these numbers?
Okay.
So we go ahead and do basket A. I will link this down in the description below. I got it from Amazon. I really like this base 10 set. It fits really nicely in the little container that it came with, and it just seems to be working really well. All right, so over here we have basket A, which you made 265. Then you have basket B, which is 342, right? Let's look at the two numbers on our place value chart. I got this from Target Dollar Spot, both the folder and the little place value things. I didn't see them the last time I was there, but that's where I got this in case you're interested. So the first basket A has how many hundreds?
200.
Okay. How many tens?
300. 600.
How many tens?
6.
How many ones? 5. Yep. Okay. Number basket 2. How many hundreds?
3.
300. Okay. How many tens?
4.
4. And how many ones?
2.
Okay. 2. All right. What do you notice about the two numbers?
The hundreds are bigger.
Okay. So which place has the most value? The hundreds. Which one?
The bottom one.
Okay. So this is the bigger number. 342.
Yep.
All right, so now we're looking here, and you can see that they've done what you did, right?
Yep.
They broke out hundreds, tens, and ones. So we have our hundreds, our tens, and our ones, just like we did with our place value chart. Right here, it says 300s are more than 200s, right? Because we're going to use the highest value that we have, right? Were there any thousands?
No.
No.
No thousands.
All right, right here we see 342 is greater than 265. Do you remember us using the greater than and the less than symbol? All right, so we have our number and our greater than symbol and then the smaller number. We have already talked about this a little bit, and when we did it, we used the alligator approach where we have the alligator eating the larger number. I did notice that there is a teaching tip inside my book here that is showing a visual here where you use some linking cubes with the greater than and the less than, and you show that the smaller number goes on the smaller portion and the larger number goes in the wide open section. So what I will do is I will go ahead and I will also show her that because it might be easier one day. So we have like 2 and 8. Which one is the bigger one? Right. So 2 is less than 8. And it would still be the same thing of the alligator would eat the bigger number, right? So when you're looking at it, the alligator can either eat the bigger number, or you can think about a small number is going to go in the small section and a big number is going to go in the big open section, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
The alligator sort of makes like remembering that symbol funnier.
Yes, I like the alligator better too.
Because it's like nom, 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 nom.
There is additional support here. It says invite your student to first compare 65 and 42 using base 10 sets. So you can kind of work up if they're not really comfortable with maybe the hundreds place yet. There's additional support and different things that you can use in the lesson. Now we're going to go to the Learn Together section, which is this portion right here. All of this we are learning together. We're working on all of this together. She's not doing any of this on her own until we get to the practice on your own. That is when I will turn the book over to her. Learn together. Which is less, 491 or 489? Now, if she needs more practice, we can go ahead and we can get our hands-on material of the base 10 sets. But if she feels pretty confident, then we'll just go ahead and we'll go forward without bringing out more manipulatives. So this, she already has a pretty good grasp on, so we're just gonna go ahead and work on without using the manipulatives. If she gets to a section where we need to pull them out, we have them right here. Which is less, 491 or 489? Our little fox says that the hundreds are equal, right? So let's look here. 4 and 4, that's equal, right? 400,
Bigger, 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 bigger.
480, 491 is bigger. You're right. He says 489 has fewer tens. So right here, first we start with our biggest value. That's equal. So now we're going to jump to our tens. And that's where we see that 491 has more tens than 489. So how would you write?
He has a little eye.
All right. So we have our 489 is less than 491. Compare 526 and 524. Let's see what the little owl says. The hundreds are equal. Are the hundreds equal again?
Yes.
Okay, then what do we go to next?
The tens are also equal.
The tens are also equal.
Five.
Then what do we go to?
The ones.
The ones. So now, which one has the bigger value? That's right, 526. So, how do we put greater than or less than for that one? Very good. Now, how we make this shape, babe, is we're going to go almost like we're doing a triangle. Line, line. Try to get, we don't want a C or a backward C. We want a, kind of give it sharp lines, okay?
Let me try.
Here, let's try it again. All right, try that again with sharper lines. Yeah, okay, I like that better.
Except it's a little bit squashy.
He's a little bit squashy, but we'll practice more. All right, let's go to our next one. Write the missing numbers. Okay, it says compare the hundreds, then compare the tens. We have three numbers right here. 701, 487, 492. It says what is the greatest? What number is the greatest of those three numbers?
Actually, no. I'm wrong.
Okay.
I know I am.
Okay.
Even though I think I'm right.
Let me help you erase it all the way.
Yeah, because that's a really tough eraser.
Okay.
Like, feel how tough it is.
Okay, so what do you think is the greatest? Okay, that's right, because what value do we look at first? Hundreds. Which one was bigger in this? The 700, right? So it is the greatest. So now what is the least? Good job. 487 is the least. Now right here, it wants you to put the least, then the least, then the greatest, right? So you're going to put your smallest number eats the next biggest number eats the greatest number. So what order would those, and we're dealing with these three right here, what would that be?
So, least, latest. 7.
Very good. Now we're going to go over here and we have an activity. I'm noticing that they have lots of activities and it's really just making sure that you use your manipulatives. That is something that we learned to do really well with dimensions, and so we have started at kindergarten really using our manipulatives, and so that's something we're used to. But this curriculum really helps you with adding these activities to make sure you are bringing a hands-on approach. So it says use the place value chart to show 3-digit numbers. Compare and order the numbers using the words below. Okay, so this has greater than, you're going to use that, greater, less than, least, and the same. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to find 3 different numbers, okay? They can be whatever numbers you want, but then you're going to use these to describe it. So you're going to choose one number and write it there. Choose another number, write it there. Choose another number and write it there. And then you're going to use these words. So maybe one of these numbers is greater than the other, or the tens is greater than the ones, right? So you're just using this like you did over here. Okay? So what 3 numbers are you going to want to use? Now you can represent these with base 10 blocks if you want. You can use your place value. You can use your place value chart that we have over here, or you can just write some numbers.
I'm going to put a 8.
Okay?
A 8.
Okay, so you made 890. That's your first number. What is your next number going to be? Okay, now you made 999. All right, make one more number. All right, so for your third number, you made 791. Now, using the 3 numbers that you've made, how could you use greater than?
On this one?
Okay, write the formula for how you would use these numbers and greater than.
What do you mean?
Well, we're going to write it something like this, right?
Oh.
So how could you use greater than? Okay, so what you've done here is you've actually used less than, right? Because we would say it in order. So we've got 890 is less than 999. So you can put an X through this because you used that one.
This one?
Mm-hmm. Now, how would you represent greater than? If we're going to say it in order, how would we use greater than? So if you wanted to say greater than, you could put the 999 is greater than, and then you would use what over here?
This.
Yeah, you could use either of the smaller numbers, couldn't you? Because 999 is what?
Great.
Yeah, it's greater. It's the greatest one. It's the biggest one, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and use something where you can say it's greater than. Okay, so 999 is greater than one of your numbers. Okay, and then put your greater than symbol.
Great. So like this.
Mm-hmm. No. No, because that would have your big number eating your little number, right? Or the big number is on the small section. That's not right, is it? So we have to flip it, correct?
Flip it. Flip it.
Okay, so let's try to put the greater than. So now when we're reading this, because we can read numbers too, it says 999 is greater than 791. Right here, we read from left to right, correct? So we start 890 is less than 999. So you can put a slash through that.
So this one?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then did you have anything that was the same?
No. Oh.
None of your place values are the same? Yeah, your tens values are all the same, aren't they?
So,
All right, good job. So at the end of the lesson, I'm going to just ask her a few questions, like how does place value help you to compare numbers? How does using place value help you know which one's bigger? If you couldn't look at it, if you couldn't see what was in there and you were only looking at the digits, how does that place value help you?
because there will be not as big numbers.
Okay, so you would kind of go in numerical order of whatever was the biggest in each one. Okay. And then we have this reflect and connect section where I can just ask her if there's anything that she didn't quite understand, if there was anything that was maybe a little bit difficult. Was there anything like that?
No.
Okay. So if I need any of this, I can use this further. If I need to use the digging deeper, I can use that. So as you can see, there's quite a few different things to help the teacher ask more of the students, and there are the answers over here on the side. Now it is her turn to practice on her own. That is where this starts right here. So practice on your own starts here, and then we come to this section where it looks like we have one more, and then we have a think section. Sometimes we have a little bit more practice on your own, other times we don't. So she can go ahead and start the practice on your own. All right, while she is doing that, I will show you the practice on your own here in my teacher's book. It kind of just tells you what they're assessing right now with these questions. We have the answers over here in this gray. There is usually a think question at the end of practice on your own where they use a little bit of different strategies. It's a little bit harder of a question, and usually we will have her do all of that and then we'll stop. If you use the additional practice workbook, this is where it tells you to go to that section. There's also more to do at home, a reteach section. Then there's the extensions if you want to use that. Again, these are all different resources that you get either digital when you buy the program or in extra books like we have here with our Mastery and Beyond. This says you may also assign Mastery and Beyond Chapter 1, Practice 4 to further support and develop their learning. So if we were going to do that, I can show you what that is here. Not every single lesson will suggest a Mastery and Beyond, but this one does. So it says that you could do Practice 4, which you see is this, and this. So with the practice 4, you would have 4 pages that they would do. This page doesn't have too much on it. Neither one of them have a whole lot, so I may give her a little bit of extra practice later today. I don't know. So far, I haven't found this really necessary yet. As we get to some of the bigger concepts, it may be really good to have, but right now it's just not something I have needed to utilize often. I'm just not giving it to her just simply to give her busy work when I know that she knows what she's doing. So she is finishing up over there, and then when she gets to the think section, I'll move you over there so we can look at that together. All right, now she has gotten to the think section. So the think section says, fill in the blank with the greatest possible number, and then explain your answer. So we have 690 is greater than 633, which is greater than what? So she has to find the greatest possible number that she can put in the least column.
I did the greatest possible number in the least section.
All right, so what do we got here? So the very biggest number that could go in the least is 632. That's correct. Good job. So that wraps up a lesson. If we want to do more, we can get out the Mastery and Beyond. We'll probably play Dino tracks again later today, and I will get this graded, but otherwise this is a pretty regular looking lesson today. This lesson is comparable to all of our other lessons that we have done so far, so I think it's a pretty good representation for you. If you loved this video or liked it, I'd love if we get that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in our next one. Bye!